Hello, it's Dave. It's about 10:25 on Sunday, October 22nd, 2017. I'm in Whitehorse. It looks a little dark, but don't worry about it. We're going to get more light soon. I wanted to just show you something over here. I'm in downtown Whitehorse, so I get a flash. I got a flashlight, so I just wanted to bring you over here and show you something that's in Whitehorse. That sound of the ground, you can see here there's been snow lately. It's already mid-October. That sound of the ground that you hear is just, you hear that? My feet just walking along the snow. That's the sound that I want you to remember, because that's the sound of 100,000 women as they were being marched through the snow to their death. What I want to show you here is we have this big light here that gives you a good view of a good light over this whole area. Right now there's a fence, if you can see here, that goes along. It's like a parking lot, and so this fence is surrounding the parking lot. So I've just got this, bear with it, it's light, and I've got a flashlight. So we got some sort of a construction truck here, and down on the ground here we've got just some loose boards and, you know, piles of rock here. And so the fence ends and there's just another building there. But what I really need to draw your attention to is, okay, so we've got this fenced out area, but you can just imagine the women as they're walking along the snow here, and with this bright light here overlooking this area, and they would have been marched over here. And what I want to show you here is a gas chamber. Specifically, if you can just look here with the light, if I can shine it down enough and just give you a feeling for, this is where the gas chamber was. Now it's a little dark, but we could try to bring yourself out here. But you've got the top of it here. If you look up, you've got the barbed wire here around the fence, of course, because you can't let any of these women escape. And so here we go. We've got this going up, and you can see here it goes around there, and we get darker there. But if you can see here, I want to try to bring you in. We can try to get the doorway around this. It's a big door, and you know it's got a bit of a step at the front there. But if we go up here and try to get around the corner again, so we got, if you remember, this is what it looks like here. We got the side of the door here, and we go up, and then you can get the sense, you got the barbed wire there, but you got this big post that goes up to the light, and then right around here you can see is where it turns off, and you get the top going along. So you've got basically this whole fence here is blocking now the entrance to this gas chamber. And trying to just scan up and down. Keep in mind, they don't keep this place very well lit. I'm surprised this one light is on. They don't keep it very well lit, but you know, we're going to get more of a detail here. We just come along, and you can see here, that's the fence, that's the door over there, of course. And we've got the side here of the gas chamber, and it just goes up, if you can see, like there. And then we've got this, I'm not sure if this is an escape door or if it's just the door that they went in. It's a weird kind of door. You know, it's not part of the original construction. It was this steel, there was a cut put in it so that this wooden door could be added. It's got some electric sockets here, and it's got quite a bit of security. It's got a board, it's got a lock, a master lock, it's got another piece of wood blocking it, and then another piece of wood blocking it. So it's got, you know, quite a bit. Now, what I always like to look for is rust. I mean, this could be an old piece. One piece is torn out there. I tried to look inside, but believe me, there's nothing that I could get. And so this is what we've got. I'm not sure exactly what all of this is, but it's a door for something, and obviously somebody does not want anybody going in there right now. Some of the security isn't all that sophisticated, but then we've got another electric socket here, and again you can see it's not the original. I mean, they cut out this door. And it's interesting because, you know, I thought, okay, you could say maybe this is for you know, not sunlight, but for solar growth and solar planting and whatnot, or whatever. A greenhouse, I've seen all kinds of different names for it, but I don't think you'd need a door like this cut into the side of a greenhouse this size. Like, it's not that big, it's just a big piece of half moon metal. So anyway, this goes along and it goes along, and there's a lot of graffiti there now. I've taken photos of these, and these have all been uploaded onto Facebook. But this is definitely a gas chamber. I mean, well, you can't miss this. This is a gas container. Now again, what you have to be fair of is, look at the facts here. Would you need, for a greenhouse that's got this weird door on it that isn't needed, would you need a gas container this size? Like, it's pretty big. It looks like it's been used. It's on pieces of relatively new wood, and there it is. So this is right beside, of course, you can see the gas chamber, this gas valve. Let me try to show you the top here. This is how big the top is, and engineering people would understand how this all works. But this is definitely containing gas, and this looks like a gas chamber to me with a weird door. So let's quickly go around the side, and we got a fence here, and you can hear your feet on the snow. And so here we've got where the women would have been brought in and dumped, and again you can imagine what it was like with this snow. This is the front of this gas chamber, and I'll try to bring in this. Just, you know, you've got wooden board blocking a window, or what would be a window. You've got an electric socket. You've got a big huge wooden board here. If I can scan around, now that's covering it. You've got an opening here that's now a wooden board as well. And again, you can see here, it's pretty much secure. This door opens to the right. It's on track, you could say, in the top and the bottom. And at the top there, that's what we're looking at here. There's no parking allowed here, which doesn't mean parking, it means something else. I learned that in the concentration camps I've been in. So this is the end. On the right hand side here, you can see this is the normal steel, and it's all covered in wood. There's no entrance allowed here at all. Now, I've been saying in recent days, and believe me, I've had to pay the price for that, I've been saying that this is a concentration camp that I'm in, which is true, but more importantly that this is a gas chamber, and that George Soros is responsible for the murder of 100,000 Canadian women. So remember, we're looking here at this, if I can pull out here, we're just looking at this big gas chamber. And remember these pictures I took the other day? If you remember. And so whoever was here wrote that it's a company belonging to George Soros that is doing this. George Soros wanted to collect all the world's gold And so he needed to get rid of all the First Nations women so he would have complete unrestricted access to Canada's gold. And then he was going to cause a currency collapse, which would basically subjugate the United States back into colonial status after 250 years, approximately. But more importantly, once the currency collapse occurred, then George Soros would be able to turn around as leader of the New World Order. Then he would create a brand new currency, which would be backed by gold. And the funny thing is, George Soros would own all the world's gold. So at that point in time, he would own all of the wealth in the world. George Soros would own goddamn everything. Oh, the other thing I just wanted to show to you is we've got loading zone signs here. So here's one. And then the other one I just showed you is over here. But the funny thing is, there's a little tiny door here. But a loading zone to me means something where you load big things into, and all we've got is wall. So I kind of wonder, is this area here, right in front the loading zone, before people get shipped into there, and then around the back into the gas chamber over there. So I know it's not perfect, but the one nice thing about having a see, that's another board over there blocking that window, but I wanted to show you tonight because then you get to see what it's like when the women were led out in the middle of winter in the snow to their death. What I'm going to show you on the next video is, so we've established that George Soros is the mastermind. Stephen Harper was happy to execute it, and the RCMP. Let's not forget those fine folks. George Soros was one of the masterminds of the murder of 100,000 First Nations women. What I want to show with you in the next video, part 2, is how George Soros tried to murder me today.